Accidents involving motorized vehicles and utility poles are far too common. If an energized wire comes down, a minor accident can become fatal.
If you respond to a call in which the operator of the vehicle is inside, then direct the driver to remain inside until the utility company confirms that the lines have been de-energized.
Sir, stay right there.
In situations where occupants require immediate medical attention or the vehicle is on fire, other action needs to be taken. If the driver is capable of operating the car, instruct him to do so, moving it at least 30 feet from the wire. Something to consider is what's called coil memory. If a wire is pinned by a vehicle, when released, it will recoil back toward where it's connected. So keep a safe distance, at least 2 pole lengths, and don't be anywhere near the path the wire may take when it recoils. What if the vehicle can't be driven? Instruct the driver and any passengers to stay inside until the utility company can de-energize the lines.
We're going to get you out in a minute.
If the vehicle is on fire and there's an occupant, you have an extremely dangerous situation. From a safe distance, see if you can put the fire out using dry chemical extinguishers. Keep in mind, the chemical spray will only carry 15 to 20 feet, so you have to be aware of how close you get to the fire. Otherwise, you can become a victim. The use of water should be avoided. Remember, water is a conductor, so even with a fog spray, the potential for electricity being conducted through the mist is great. The same warning applies to using foam, which unfortunately can also be a conductor. Once the fire is out, don't forget that the downed wire may still be energized, so stay back and keep any vehicle occupants inside until the utility company is on the scene and eliminates the electrical hazard. Where current flows into the ground from an energized source, at first the voltage drops off rapidly, but then levels off and dissipates evenly as it continues to move away from the point of contact. But can you be sure of the voltage? No, especially since moisture and other factors in the ground play a role. Err on the side of caution and maintain your circle of safety at 30 feet.
As you take each step, the voltage in the ground between your feet will vary. This is defined as step potential, the voltage difference from one foot to the next, and it can be significant enough to stop your heart. When both feet are touching the ground at the same time and separated, current can flow up one leg and down the other, with the potential of electrocuting you. To combat this danger, take very small shuffle steps with feet close together and always keep in contact with the ground. An alternative method of movement is to hop, taking very short hops with both feet together and making contact at the same time.
If you're a firefighter, puddles of water are often present, or the water has saturated the ground, so the danger is increased. And please keep this in mind. Don't count on rubber boots protecting you. Under many conditions, they won't, so take every precaution. With this knowledge, let's return to the emergency involving the burning car. If the occupant is uninjured, instruct that person in how to exit in a way to minimize the danger. Leaving the vehicle without making contact with the ground is difficult. You may need to direct the occupant to find and clear the easiest exit point.
Sir, pay attention to me. You have to get out of the car, but you have to do it a certain way. You have to jump out. Don't be holding the car and touching the ground at the same time, all right? Once you jump out, hop away. Okay, go ahead.
Remember, it's critical not to touch the vehicle and the ground at the same time, but to hop out with both feet together. Because of step potential, small hops should be used to reach a safe area.
In dealing with these highly volatile situations, you have to keep a cool head. The instinct to rush into action to suppress the fire can cost lives, including your own.
The most frequent cause of electrical contact from vehicles is construction equipment, which through unawareness or misjudgment gets backed into or catches utility poles and overhead wires. If a vehicle becomes energized, everyone occupying it should stay put and remain inside. The operator can move the vehicle away and out of danger if it can be done safely. Everyone on site needs to keep well clear of a vehicle which has snagged a power line. If the vehicle can't be moved clear of the wire, keep away until the utility company de-energizes the line. If the situation dictates that the operator has to leave the construction vehicle, make sure the procedure for jumping off and then shuffling or hopping away in short movements is followed. Otherwise, someone exiting who touches the ground and the vehicle at the same time may be electrocuted. Let's review some of the key points in this section. Which would be the safest course of action if you responded to a line-down emergency with the driver uninjured? A. Stay in the car until utility company help arrives. B. Pull the wire from the vehicle using a non-conducting tool. C. Have the driver pull away slowly. D. Throw the driver insulated boots which can be worn in order to exit the car. Unless it's a life or death situation, A would be the safest course of action. What is a safe distance from the energized contact point for a responder? 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. Staying at least 30 feet away is a safe distance. What is step potential? The difference in voltage between a person's feet? The maximum amount of current in a single foot? The sequence of measurements out from a contact point?
Step potential, also termed step voltage, is the voltage difference between feet, so any movement along ground which is energized should be done taking very short shuffle steps with both feet making contact with the ground at the same time.
In the event that someone trapped inside an energized vehicle has to exit as a matter of life and death, what method would you direct as safest? Roll out of the car and keep rolling. Hop out cleanly with both feet together. Extend one foot out as far as possible, then bring the other foot down beside it. B. Hopping out of the car and then continuing to hop with both feet for short distances, or shuffling is the best method of exit. When working with a vehicle which has an extension approaching an energized line, what is the safest position for you to take to avoid electrocution? Next to, but making no contact with the vehicle. Next to, but making sure you have one foot in contact with the vehicle and the other on the ground. Be completely on the vehicle, making no contact with the ground. This is the safest position. However, if you're not working on the vehicle, stay away from it altogether.